Hi everybody, my name's Alan Rich. I want to welcome you to the Stop, Feel, and Heal website. I want to tell you what Stop, Feel, and Heal is in a metaphorical story. So imagine that you are in a beach house and it's beautifully decorated. And by the way, this beach house is yours. It's paid off free and clear. There's no payments, no mortgage. And you go to the back of the house. The back room is a living area that is your space alone. So if anybody comes in, it's because you invited them. And in this room is a fireplace, there is a kitchen, and there's a reclining chair. And the reclining chair is built to your specifications. So it's the material you like, and it's made exactly for your body. So when you sit down in it, it's super comfortable. And this reclining chair is facing the back of the house. And the back of the house is all glass. Glass windows, a big glass door, and just outside of that glass window and door is a balcony. And at the end of the balcony are a few steps down to your private beach. So you sit down in the chair, you push a button, your feet go up, you take a breath, you relax, and you look out at a beautiful view. And what you're seeing is a beautiful blue sky. There's a few puffy clouds. The sun is out. There's a few birds gliding around leisurely, and the beautiful blue ocean. And whenever you look out at this view, you just feel so peaceful and calm. You feel connected to nature, you feel connected to your heart, and you just love being here in this chair. So every day, at some point, you sit down and you just relax and enjoy that time. Over time, though, you start to feel a little bit anxious and a little bit upset, and you're not sure why. And it's subtle, so you kind of ignore it. But more time goes on, and what you realize is that the window is getting a little bit murky. A little bit of salt from the sea air, a little bit of sand, and it's just getting dirty. But it's not that bad, so you ignore it, and a little more time goes on, and now it's getting harder to see out of. Even those birds have left a few little presents on your window, and you have to kind of move around in your chair to see out that window. And you decide you're going to do something about it. You decide that you're going to make the sky more blue, and you're going to make the sun brighter. That way you can see through the window and you'll have your view back. But of course, in short time, you realize that this is not going to work, so you don't do anything about it. And more time goes on. Now the window is really caked on with dirt and sand, and it's really hard to see out of. And it's just kind of making you angry and upset and frustrated. And you make a decision. You decide that it's probably a good thing, because if you can't see out, that means nobody else can see in, and that means you're safe. But as time goes on, you just become kind of down and depressed and resentful. So you're not sure what to do, but then you see an advertisement for a class. And you go to the class, and what they do is they give you a bucket and a sponge. And you go home, and as you learned in your class, you fill up the bucket with warm soapy water. You put the sponge in there, you get out on that balcony, and you start to wipe down the window. And some of the parts of the window are fairly easy to clean, but some are pretty hard because it's just been years and years of caked on grease, grime, and guck. And so you realize you're not going to be able to do this all in one day, so you commit to doing a little bit each day. And that's what you do. And over time, you feel lighter, you feel happier, you feel more confident because the window is becoming more clean. So every time you sit down in that chair, you see more and more of that view, and you feel better and better. And then one day, you're sitting in that chair and you push that button, your feet go up, and you realize almost the whole window is clean. And you connect back with your heart and your energy and your vitality, and you feel great. And then somebody's walking along your private beach, and you recognize that person. It's actually your neighbor and your good friend. So you wave to him, and he waves back, but it looks like he's holding something in his hand. And in fact, it is something. It's actually an egg. And he takes that egg and he throws it right at you. And it hits the window and it splats. And at first, you're just like stunned. Like, you can't believe he just did that. And then he starts to run up the beach. And you run onto your balcony and you yell, but by then he's too far gone and he can't hear you. And you're just livid. And in your mind, you're yelling at him and screaming at him and telling him what a jerk he is. And then you start coming up with revenge plots. And you're going to take a dozen eggs to his car. And then you remember your training. You remember that class. So you take a breath. You go get that bucket. You get the sponge. You fill up that bucket with soapy warm water. And you get out on the balcony and you start to wipe down that window. And there's a couple things you notice right off the bat. First of all, because you've been doing this for a while now, a little bit every day, you realize you've built up some muscle and you're actually a lot stronger than you were when you first started cleaning that window. You also realize that the egg is just a small portion of that window, and you don't have the whole window to clean anymore. You just have that one area. And the last thing is, because you're getting out there right away, the egg is still much easier to clean because it hasn't caked on and stuck and clung to that window. So in short time, you have cleaned the window, you get back in your chair, you push the button, your feet go up, you take a breath, and you enjoy that view again. And you feel the happiness, the love, the peacefulness, the contentment within you. And that's what Stop, Feel, and Heal is all about. It's about dissolving the pain from the past. It's about cleaning out that caked on anger, hurt, resentment. And it's also about healing the pain in the present. So maybe you're stuck in traffic and that's frustrating, or you're having an argument with a friend, or somebody's doing something rude, or you're maybe even judging yourself or others. You can use Stop, Feel, and Heal to dissolve worry, anxiety, and fear about your future. The Stop, Feel, and Heal technique is a very powerful technique, and yet it's actually quite simple to do. How do I know this? Because children do it. Children, if you notice, are masters of moving through emotion very quickly and getting back to balance and back to being present and alive and curious. And that's one of the reasons they have a lot more energy than most adults, because they're not hanging on to all that baggage. So can you imagine if over the next month, 6 months, a year, you've let go of 10%, 20, 30, 40, 80% of the baggage you've had built up over the years? So when you think about an old experience or a person that maybe hurt you or rejected you, that you wouldn't feel that pain anymore. You may remember the incident, you can learn from that incident, you can maybe never see that person again or never trust them again, but you don't have to feel that pain. You don't have to be punished for whatever happened in the past. You can dissolve it and heal it. And when we have pain coming up in the present moment, we can heal that too, and that doesn't have to go into the baggage department and add up to more pain over and over and over and affect our future. Whether this is your path or not, I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate you just checking it out. And if this is your path, I will support you 100% in learning that technique, mastering the technique, and remembering to use it and making it a habit. So whenever pain comes up, hurt, frustration, anger, you'll know exactly what to do, and you'll be able to move through it very quickly, and you'll be able to heal it so it doesn't have to keep coming back over and over again. You will be more present, more alive, you'll be happier, you'll feel lighter inside, you'll feel that love and that happiness that's already within you. And if you feel this is your path, sign up and we will begin the journey. Thank you.